The morning after the party was unusually quiet. No laughter, no chatter. Not even the sound of the old clock that usually ticked proudly in the hallway. I woke early out of habit. The scent of last night's perfume still lingered in the air, mixed with something faint, regret maybe. As I walked into the dining room, I saw the remains of the party. Empty glasses, crushed rose petals, and a few forgotten candles melted into puddles of wax. I began cleaning, one plate at a time, humming softly to keep my thoughts from echoing too loudly. Half an hour later I heard her voice. "Leave it. The help will do it." Eleanor stood by the door, dressed in her morning gown, her silver hair loosely tied. Her eyes looked tired, not from sleep but from something heavier. Smiled politely. "Good morning, Mother. I'm almost done." She didn't reply right away. She just watched me, the way she used to when I first entered this house years ago, as a new bride who didn't know which cupboard held the sugar. Finally she spoke softly. "Why didn't you say anything last night?" I looked up surprised. "What do you mean?" She walked closer, her voice trembling slightly. "When I embarrassed you, in front of everyone, you could have said something. You should have." I placed a dish on the rack and wiped my hands. Then I said, "Because words spoken in anger don't heal wounds, Mother. They deepen them." For a long time she said nothing. Then she sighed and sat at the table. "You remind me of her," she whispered. "Who?" I asked. "My husband's mother. My mother-in-law." She chuckled bitterly. "She used to make me feel small. I hated her for years. And yet sometimes, I see her in myself." Felt something soften in my chest. It wasn't forgiveness, not yet, but understanding. She continued. "When George married you, I was afraid. Afraid he'd forget me. Afraid you'd take my place in this house, in his heart. I was cruel because I didn't know how to be kind." Her voice broke. "I suppose last night I became her. And I hurt you the same way she hurt me." I pulled out the chair opposite her and sat down. For a while we said nothing. The silence wasn't sharp anymore. It was tired, human, heavy with truth. Then she reached into her shawl and took something out. A small silver locket. It was old, scratched, and beautiful in a quiet way. "This belonged to George's grandmother," she said. "She gave it to me when I married into this family. I think it's time it goes to you." I stared at it, at the reflection of light bouncing off the metal, and felt my throat tighten. "Mother, I can't." "You can," she said firmly. "You earned it. You've been more of a rose than anyone I've ever known." Tears filled my eyes before I could stop them. Not because of the gift, but because for the first time in years she saw me. That morning we sat together and shared to no words, no judgment. Just two women from different worlds learning to forgive each other in silence. As the sun streamed through the window, I realized something. Sometimes people hurt others because they haven't healed themselves. And sometimes love doesn't come as an apology. It comes as a quiet gesture, like a locket placed gently in your hand.